The SMART model goals for goal setting is just a bit of like specifications to box in your goals and to get more specific about your goals to really clear up what they are. So it's a good outline of way to set your goals so that they're not just unlikely to happen. I'll run through what they are. It's an acronym. The S is for simple and specific. So you get really specific about our goals. The M, I'll go into more detail. It's SMART, obviously. The M is for measurable and also for meaningful. The A is for achievable and as if. So we write them as if, then, now. We actually write them in the present. No, I didn't write one. See, that's another. You don't have to be perfect, do you? I'll flip it to that. And the R is for realistic and T is for time. So we set a time on it. So we get very specific about the details. So the S for specific and simple. We want it to be a completely specific goal. So the things to ask yourself around specific is like why, what, like what is it exactly? Like I want a fancy car, like I want a Porsche. You want to get really specific, exactly what it is. So very specific and keep it simple. Don't want to overcomplicate things. If it's too overcomplicated, Mini-Me is just going to step up and say, you're not remembering that. So keep it simple and get very specific about what it is. Okay, the M is for meaningful, measurable. So how will you know when you've achieved the goal? So it's a good thing to know is how will you know when you've got there, or how much is it that you want, or how many, or whatever. I want 3 red buses. I want exactly what I want. So exactly what it is so that you measure, or how much, like I want 200,000 a year, I want, exact how much, how many, and just how will you know when you have achieved it. The A is for achievable. So it is achievable by you as well. And it's not just external factors. You're not relying on the lotto. That comes under the R as well, the realistic. But the A for achievable, something that is, you can achieve it. And when we write the goal, this is important, you write it as if now. So say you want to achieve a goal by June 2010. I'd state the goal, it is June 2010, and I have 20 paying clients which are paying me blah 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 a week, whatever, and I'm very happy, blah blah blah. So you state it in the present for that date. So that's as if for the A. The R is for realistic as well. So realistic is something that's not just pie in the sky and you're going to cast it away. You write it down because it sounds cool and you want it, but it has to be realistic and you have to be willing and able to achieve it. You set the limits, so it's up to you how high you go. So push it. You want to be beyond your comfort zone. I believe the real guts comes from setting your goals only just fractionally above your comfort zone to get you going. So set goals. You can set goals that are way up here, but set some goals that are just outside your comfort zone. It's not that you have to, like if you're, just as an example, petrified of making a cold call or something, you wouldn't say I'm going to make 50 cold calls next week. You just do 1 or 2. Like just do it just outside your comfort zone. So you do have to push yourself. So keep it realistic and something that you're willing and able. And it's not realistic as well. It's not just like relying on winning the lotto or something that you have control of. So the T is for time. So put a date. T is for time and timely. So put the actual dates on it when you'd like to achieve it. Good. That's the SMART model. So an example is something like it's Christmas 2009. I am on the beach at Narrabeen and I'm feeling fantastic because I have 15 paying clients which pay me $200 a session. They're loving what I do. I love what I do, and they pay on time. Something like that.
Didn't sound too long.
Yeah, so trying to get very specific and bigger. So try and get real. So there's a time, there's a date on it. I've said it as if it's now. And then once you see the goal, it's a good thing to do also is to just ask yourself, what is it about the goal that you'd like? Why is it you'd like to achieve it? Is it because, if it's because it's going to make someone else happy, then you're less likely to follow through on it. So it's got to be true to you. So what is it about it that you want? And what is it about? Why do you want that goal? And think about it for yourself. It's something you do for yourself. You can do goals with someone else, but it's also just keep them real to you, and so that you will act. Yes, have you got a question?
How many goals do you reckon you should have running at any one? Like, should you always have one goal you're focusing on, or little ones and one big one that the little ones, you know, like?
Yep. Really good question.
Yeah.
I think like it's you can have as many. It's up to you. It's what you're comfortable with, and it's what you're not going to overload yourself with. So that's keeping it realistic again.
Yeah.
So if it's unrealistic, it might be a stack of goals that are, you know, a stack of paper that you're not going to follow it. So keep it realistic, and a good way to set your goals is to set. Just date them. Say a monthly goal or a weekly goal. Go all the way down to a weekly goal, a monthly goal, 6 monthly. A yearly. Probably wouldn't go beyond 2 years. You know, you're just gonna. It's too far out. Set your goals for. You could even set your 2-year goal. Work your way back to get to that 2-year goal. What's your yearly goal, which is going to help you get there? Work your way back to your 6 monthly, which is going to help you get to the yearly, to the 2 yearly, and then work your way back to a month, and then I'd go down to a week. You could even go to a day.
Just to give you an example.